Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the preview show. We are kind of half Zoom, half here, but we're all here.
We are.
Yeah,
we are
here.
Talk us through your weeks, boys, because you've both had quite eventful weeks.
How's yours been, Ryan? Yours is still.
We're still waiting. We're unfortunately, so no baby yet. I'm actually in the nursery. Yeah, nothing. Absolutely no movement. Nothing has happened.
I mean, you've done a lot of painting this week.
We have done a lot of painting. We have done a lot of painting.
For different reasons. Yours is obviously imminent arrival, and mine's a bit more forced because I'm not allowed to leave the house because I tested positive for COVID.
Yes. It's quite annoying to feel like you get coming out of things and then spring is coming and you're stuck at home. Rubbish.
Yeah. So that's me at home for the foreseeable. Still a bit rubbish. I have felt better, but I've cracked on with a load of jobs at home which I wouldn't normally have time to do. So every cloud.
And thanks to everybody in the chat. Hope this is kind of synchronised, some audio, some visual, not too far apart from each other. Unfortunately, you've got me in a massive screen and the boys not quite. I'm taking up half the screen and the boys are taking up a quarter of the screen each, but not to worry. We shall crack on. So, last week, Val Spa Championships. What I thought it was a fantastic tournament, to be honest. It looked like it was going to run away and the scoring was going to be crazy, but then firmed up the golf course, bit of rubbish golf and all that, and really exciting end at the end.
Yeah, and I caught bits and pieces of it, and I have to say, I watched most of JT's back nine day one. Mm-hmm. My lord, that man has got control over the golf ball at the minute. Like was ridiculous. It was literally like watching somebody play Tiger Woods golf on the PlayStation. It was like, I need a high draw here, boom. Need a low fade here, bang. It was like ridiculous. So good, but a great finish. Obviously, he went into the playoff as well, so it was tough, wasn't it? Like the lad did so well to get himself back from that 8 that he took on his final round, to stay in it, keep himself switched on. His caddy did a fantastic job to get him back and round at that point. But lost in the playoff. He back-to-back winner of Sam Burns. So and we were just discussing him a minute ago. Sam Burns has just gone to number 10 in the world. He's just knocked DJ out of the top 10 in the world.
Mental.
Yeah, fantastic, isn't it?
That's insane, isn't it? Like,
it's crazy.
Like Sam Burns, no one's really heard. He's fairly new to the scene. Already in the top 10, and he's knocking out DJ. At the top 10. That's DJ's not playing his best, but that's some good golf being played there.
Yeah, it just shows that if you can play well over a prolonged period of time, the rankings look after themselves, don't they? And what I quite like is that it is quite focused on how you're playing now and in recent history, rather than maybe years ago where it was a bit more based on your performances over a sort of longer period, as it were.
Yeah, and it was always so backdated before, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, definitely got better at that. So, Ryan, give us a roundup of last week then in terms of the points, etc.
Right. So obviously Sam Burns, our winner, and I'm trying to find the thing. We had a couple of entries, or not as many entries this week. A couple max, if you're watching. I did send you a message, so you need to make sure that you're picking players that are playing in the event that we choose for this week. So when we put the names up on the screen, like Simon will do a little bit later for this week, you need to pick players from those names.
Max has already picked in the chat, actually, already. And I think this week they're all playing, aren't they?
McElroy is not.
McElroy's not, I don't think.
McElroy is not. No, McElroy's not playing this week. So you need to just make sure we're picking people that are playing. You've got no points this week because we didn't have anyone for you. But anyway, bottom half of the table. So 21 people playing this week, and I'm
Adsy's wishing he didn't pick again.
Adsy's all-in club hasn't worked for him again this week. It is an all or bust, isn't it?
Yes.
But yeah, and chasing pins as well. There's a bad week for chasing pins. I had a bad week. Bonner, Fisher, Gramps down there in 14th place this week. Not a good week for the Gramps. Eddie Beaton rounded up the top of the bottom half. Let's have a look at the top half, and I may have messed it up. I don't know.
You may have messed it up? Yes, I'm in 5th. That must be a mistake.
No, that's right. I couldn't count. Sorry, because top 10, isn't it? So top 10 this week, and obviously 4 people. Sorry, picking the winner, picking Sam Burns.
Very good.
Some good points up the top there. Look, Kieran and James with their 150 and all the rest. But Si, you've had a great week, Mr. Donald.
Oh well, you know, you see,
Donald has done you an absolute worldie.
Well,
66 points.
I said I don't mind being beaten by Mr. Donald. That's fine. I'm happy.
Oh, he still threw it away though for me. They like the back 9 on Sunday. Him and who was my other player that was in contention? Triangle. Oh, both of them well over par for the last 10 holes. They're both inside the top 10, and then they both weren't. Never mind.
I hope they had a direct message on Twitter.
Oh, they did, yes, don't worry.
So, just looking at our overall...
I'm coming! I'm closing the gap!
Look, it's closing up nicely. You have definitely closed the gap on Adam, and obviously I didn't really shift very far. And then the overall for everyone at home, all of you guys at home. So bottom half, as always, Martin might need to change his tact. Obviously, 4 goes in.
It's all or bust, isn't it? It's difficult.
All or bust.
Yeah.
So there we are. But there are some big movers in the top half.
I know he's not. Unfortunately, he's not here tonight. But I have to say, anybody that's played 10 weeks and is sitting in the bottom half and is not willing to do a forfeit now.
Yes, Mr. Glenn Taylor.
I'm not mentioning any names. You were, but here we go.
Mr. Glenn Taylor. We can all see it. But top half, the big jump, Mr. James Wade. Yes. Huge jump. He went from 5th to 1st place this week.
Fantastic.
Massive jump for James, and he's only played 8 weeks.
And we said this last week, didn't we? We said that they're so close. If you pick the winner, you can move so quickly up this leaderboard.
I love the fact that Dominic Rowe has played 10 weeks and has got exactly 500 points.
Yes, I thought that sits well with you, doesn't it?
That's lovely. I like that. I really. But I mean, it's great to see. It's so tight. That top 6, even Sav is only 200 points away, and I know it sounds a lot.
He's done well the last 2 weeks.
You get a good win. I mean, Sav's only played 8 weeks as well, so there's some really good scores in there. Ryan Rosansky also moved up into the top half of the table this week as well, so there was a few movers and shakers, and Anti just drifting down. He was 4th, he was in sort of 4th or 5th a couple of weeks ago, and he's just drifting back. Needs a win.
Yeah.
Needs a win. Anyway, there we are.
Needs something to go for him. So thank you for that. So just before we move on to this week's event, obviously this week we're going to be focusing on the match play. So here is a little graphic of how we're going to do the points for this week's match play. So as you know, in the Dell match play there is 16 groups of 4. So there's going to be no minus points this week. You're still going to get your 4 players. You still split your odds however you like. If they stay in the group and don't get out of the group, you get 0 points. If they get out of the group but lose the round of 16, you get 10%. 25% if they're a quarter-final loser. There's a nice spelling mistake in there. Fourth, they're going to get 40%. Third, 60%. Second, 80%. And the winner, 100%, plus, of course, your bonus. Obviously, there is a third and fourth playoff, so we're going to get that top 4 in order, and then the best of the rest as you go through. So hope that makes sense. Good luck to everybody. So Adam, talk us through the Dell Technologies match play. What have we got to look forward to?
Well, it's just a really good course for the event that gets set up on it. Actually, I think as a stroke play event, they play it around the wrong way from how the members would play the course. So it's probably not that exciting by switching it round, having that in a different order.
17.
Yeah, like you can see that you've got like short par 4s, good par 3s over water. It's just a nice mix. It makes for like an exciting format, like what it's played on. There's some stunning views like that bridge and the water and all of those, and you see all the boats coming down that side, and they'll all be out there and drinking their beers and enjoy themselves. And it's just a really good place to have an event. They sort of embrace it down there, and it's also becoming one of those events that becomes very synonymous with what you're seeing and what you're going to get. I quite like them. It's quite a nice week in terms of mix it up. There's some great elevation changes at this course as well. Some like stone walling where it drops down. There's some carries over it like canyons and bits. Some really like tough green complexes. Some big drop offs and like literally par 3s where if you miss to the right, that's the end of that. And it's just a really, really good course for what it's set up to match play.
Yeah, exactly. I've got hopefully you guys at home seeing these pictures on the screens. We've got. I remember we were watching. This was on when we were at Le Golf National, and I remember watching it in the evening. I think it was the year that Kisner did really, really well. He was definitely winning a match that we were watching, and some of the aerial shots of like the lines that they can take, the blind shots, and the risks they can try and take on some of this waste area is perfect for match play, isn't it? Because especially we've got Bryson playing this week, so we're going to have potentially Bryson going up. He's playing Richard Bland, I think, on the first day, and again it's going to be really interesting to see how that dynamic plays out. Can he can he take advantage of that length?
It's also I watched the preview show from the No Laying Up guys earlier, and there is a thought that he'll walk on the tee, hit one shot, and take the money and go.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So whether that'll happen or not, I don't know. But like they don't think that like he'll get through all of his matches. So
what? Because of the injury, or because he just doesn't want to be there?
Yeah, because of the injury there. So he thinks like obviously you can just turn up. You're going to get paid in the WGC regardless. Yeah. So it's almost like as long as you peg it up and you get going.
Yeah. Then you can withdraw. Yeah, after that. Yeah. Interesting. That will be interesting. And again, that's gonna. If that happens, it's obviously going to open up loads and loads of questions and loads of thoughts, isn't it, as to his rationale for being there. Good. So let's go through the betting now. Only 2 pages of betting because obviously we've only got 64 players in the field this week. So if you've got your picks ready, get them in the old comments there. While people are typing away, Adam, do you want to give everybody your picks, please?
Yes, so my picks this week, I've gone with JT. He was just so impressive last week. He's obviously ridiculous in every stat category. I just think if somebody runs up against him this week, he could absolutely destroy some people. I've gone for a European in Hovland. Played really well in match play at the Ryder Cup, even though we obviously got absolutely destroyed. Really, really good. I think Taylor Gooch is going to go well out of his group. I think in terms of his grouping, he should try and win that group and get out and get gone. And although he's got a tough draw, I'm going with Alex Noren. Again, good at match play. Got an okay group. If he can get out of that group, then I think he'll go a long way. So yeah, it's one of those like Taylor Gooch has got Westwood, Bland, and DeChambeau in his group. So it's that thing of like, can he get out of it? Noren's got Corey Connors, Casey, and Oosthuizen. So it'll be an interesting one. There's some great like groupings though, all the way. Like I think Morikawa, Kokrak, Garcia, Bob McIntyre's a good one as well.
Yeah, and I think it's quite interesting. There's some players that haven't been in form that have looked like they're coming into form, like Fitzpatrick's and people like that, and Brian Harman that are coming into form. But are they more of a grind it out 4-round stroke play accumulator rather than someone that's going to make 5 or 6 birdies and win a match? I don't know. They're all capable of it. It's just, what are they more likely to do?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So we've got some picks, haven't we?
Got some picks in. So my dad's in early. We've got JT, DJ, Koepka, and Bland. Mm-hmm. So he's gone 20, 20, 20, 40.
Nice.
Marcus has got Dommy's picks in of Hovland, Scheffler, Horschel, Hatton. Horschel was one for me. Like I nearly picked him, like defending champ. Ryan Rosansky's in with Hovland, JT, Bobby Mack, and Xander.
Yeah, excellent. Carrying on the tradition. Thank you very much, Ryan.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll shout mine out now. So I'm going to go kind of 3 favourites to hopefully favourites within their group to get out, and then 1 random with a rationale for myself. So JT, again, similar reasons to you. Just looks like he's just coming into such form. He was a bit unlucky not to get it done last week. DJ, who seemingly has just 1 or 2 rounds every week that are just stellar. So you just hope that he can produce that. He can get through his group and then produce a couple of stellar matches to get through. Xander Schauffele, again, just solid. And I think Paul Casey. I think again you mentioned about. I think he's in Gooch's group, isn't he? I just think that that group is open to some possibilities. So Paul Casey for me loves a bit of match play. Veteran match play, and I'm hoping that he has the week that Poulter had a few years ago.
He's won the world match play before as well, so he's obviously
he's won with before.
In Scottsdale, didn't he say?
Yes. Yeah.
That's good pick. So Marcus is in with Victor, Scotty, Max Homer, and Kevin Kisner.
Nice.
Richard Hodge is in with Hoagie, 30, Koepka, 30, Casey, 30, Schauffele.
Yeah. The Scheffler.
Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler,
Yeah, Scheffler 10.
And again, Scotty Scheffler's in the group with Poulter, isn't he? So you just don't know what Poulter's going to do you? He's got the ability to just disrupt. Even if he doesn't get out of the group, he could disrupt the group and beat the top seed, and then the second seed beats him, and he's got that ability, which he'll love. By the way, he'll just love being there, won't he?
Yeah, there's some good mix-ups. Like you got Koepka's got Shane Lowry, Alvar, and Van Rooyen in his.
I think Justin Rose is 3rd seed in his group, isn't he? As well, I see.
3rd pick.
And he looks like he's just close.
Yeah,
some of the groups are really tight as well. Like I was having a quick look on the on Bet365 on the betting, and just looking at people to get out of the group.
Yeah.
And I think obviously Rahm was like massive favourite to get out of his, but I think 3 or 4 of the groups, Rose's group, one of them, like pretty much they're just like, well, take your pick because any one of them.
You got Jordan Spieth, Adam Scott, Justin Rose, and Keegan Bradley.
Anyone.
Yeah, so it's like, I think Rahm should get out of his though. Him, Patrick Reed, Cameron Young, Sebastian Munoz.
Should do, but you just don't know.
Like
Patrick Reed will be again well up for disrupting that massively.
Yeah, everybody can be everyone on their day. That's the thing.
Of course they can. So Ryan, do you want to go for your picks, because the picks in the chat look to have slowed down a little?
Yes. So we didn't discuss our picks massively, but I have gone Thomas, Hovland, Homer and Porter.
Well, we knew you'd go Poulter.
Yes, of course he did. But he's a match player. He loves it.
Of course he does. Yeah, definitely.
He's a match player. And although, I'll say this now, but even when he's not in form, he loves match play. That's what that's what he loves to play. I don't think he's got the buzz for, tournament play and stroke play and stuff. But when it comes to match play, he just gets that extra little sort of bit of fight in him, doesn't he? So I just even split across those four for me this week.
Good.
Here we are. So these are the groups that I was just talking about. So Group 10, the bookies can't separate Oosthuizen, Casey, Connors, and Noren.
Yeah.
Group 11, Spieth, Scott, Rose, and Bradley. And then Group 12, again, Horschel, Hoagie, Peters, and Minwoo Lee. Even they're really struggling. And Group 14, Neiman, Henley, McNeely, and Nah.
It's difficult. It's quite difficult with the Europeans having not had any DP World events seemingly in the last few weeks to know what sort of form the likes of the Noren and Thomas Peters, what form are they going to be in?
Noren's full-time PJ Tour this year, but
is he? Has he been playing every week then?
Yeah.
He hasn't been in our picks, has he? It's interesting. Yeah. He hasn't come across our radar.
Yeah, we've had a couple of Norens in, maybe not last week before. Okay. There was one. Group 15 as well. Answer, Harmon, Simpson, and Watson.
Yeah, I nearly picked Webb Simpson, thinking he might be the one to get out of that group.
There's nothing in it. No. Like the bookies can't separate the four of them. It's insane how tight it is, and other than the big names, like expect Rahm, Morikawa, Hovland, Cantlay, all those sort of the bigger names. I think it's anyone's game to get out of these groups.
And that's why we love it.
Yeah.
Just on the DP World, it is quite a prestigious event on this week. So you got they got the Qatar Masters on this week. So if you do see any of the coverage of that, check that out. That's a great golf course. Par 4 with a rock in the middle of it. It's just
it's at a new venue though, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, it's not at the Eagle Clubhouse anymore.
Gutted.
Yeah, I know. I remember looking at this, and thinking, I'm 90% sure it's at a different venue this year, because I remember thinking, I love that clubhouse, because I love making that clubhouse the thumbnail. That's always all the pictures that we put up on the screen, because that historically that's been a focus week for us, isn't it? But I think potentially, do you think it's because Dubai and DP World have taken on more of a shining light on the European Tour, which we can call what we like, that Qatar isn't seen as quite such a big event because there's that rivalry between the two countries, and it's again the same week as the match play. It would never have been the same week as the match play historically, would it?
It's an interesting one, isn't it? It's like it's a bit of a. I think the schedule will change quite a bit over time, and because obviously they've just been to South Africa for 2 events and then come back to go to Qatar. I think there will be some as that tour evolves and the events get thicker and that whole schedule gets a bit more filled up. Then I think it will change its spot in the ranking.
Yeah. Cool, right. So I think we're pretty much there for the picks. Obviously, anybody that's in the chat that hasn't made any picks, get them in the comments or send them across to us as you usually do. It better be now time for Ryan's new jingle and Ryan's topic of
the week.
Oh, I had a little panic there that it wasn't playing, but there we go. We're in. So Ryan, what is our topic of the week this week?
Ryder Cup captains have been announced. So Henrik Stenson has been announced as the European Ryder Cup captain.
Yes.
And I can't remember who the American one is.
And Zach Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, Zach Johnson. How do we feel? What do we think? Are they the right men for the job?
Yeah, can you imagine, Stenson is going to be a different captain to your McGinleys or your Darren Clarks, isn't he? Or your Harringtons, where you feel like those people are going to be massive in the dressing room, whereas Stenson's just that little bit calmer generally. I think he's going to be quite a methodical captain. I think he'll be. It's interesting because I did think that one of the Molinaris might get the nod this time because it's in Italy. But the problem is you've got so many big Europeans that haven't been Ryder Cup captain that are probably in line before those sort of people. But I think he'll be good.
I'm with what Rosansky's saying. I think that like Stenson, with a good year, could have maybe still got in the team. There's some people that like maybe wouldn't have done it. I understand. I don't think Luke Donald would get back in the side, but I understand that Luke Donald would probably be better be a captain stateside because he obviously knows that from living there for so long. So structure wise, I think he'd be better in the US.
Definitely. And I think that's a big thing for that because I think you want to be. Yes, of course, you dream about being a Ryder Cup captain. Of course, you do. But you really dream about being a Ryder Cup captain at home. I think that's a big thing. I think if you look at the Americans that could have been captain, how many of them are hanging on for that home pick, that next home pick, especially on the back of how well they did in the last Ryder Cup.
Yeah, and I think also with Europe at the minute, we're sort of running out of top players that are too good not to be in the team.
Yes.
Like to be captain. Like you've had like Faldo, Darren Clark, Inley, like all of these guys have been captain. It's now like there's a bit of a gulf between the two of like you could probably maybe still get in the team and you're definitely not. There's not many.
No one in the middle, is there? And now, can a captain play? Because
there's no reason why not. Darren Clark was quite close to qualifying the year that he was captain because he won the Open, didn't he?
Yeah.
I seem to remember him sort of really thinking down the stretch, blimey, he could qualify.
Yeah. So Stenson obviously played this week. Valspar, 3 under, finished 57th. Like obviously, there's plenty of Europeans ahead of him. But are there Europeans ahead of him that are brilliant at match play?
Yeah, but you don't qualify on match play ability, do you?
No, but you get wildcard picks, don't you?
And again, we're going to have more wildcard picks this year.
So, I mean, do you do the whole Tiger Woods and my wildcard pick is Tiger Woods? So you talk about pick yourself in the third person.
Cool, yeah.
I still think he would be an asset to the European team as a player. But I don't know, I personally think it's a bit soon for him to be the captain. I think he's still.
I don't know. He does so much for the European Tour in terms of being on the players' board and all that sort of stuff that he's probably earned his chance to do it. I think what Rosansky's saying down here, it's quite interesting. We have got so many. Glenn's in. So many young players that are going to hopefully get in the team, or hopefully get those picks if they don't get in the team, because it's always. Historically, it seems like the picks, because we've only had the 2, have been older, wiser heads to work in the youngsters that have qualified. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think my thing is Stenson's battling with these people on a weekly basis on tour, and is his mindset going to be whilst he's out playing in PGA Tour comps? Oh, how's he doing? Is he actually going to be able to do the captainy bits and really focus on how? I mean, hopefully he's going to see sort of firsthand how people are playing, because he might be playing alongside some of the guys that are going to be in contention. But his focus for a long time is going to be him trying to compete still.
They've obviously got a massive team of people that do a lot of the scouting stuff. And he has a big say, I think, in quite a lot of the first round draws at some of these events, because you often saw, like when Harrington and McGinley and that were captain, in the few weeks, months leading up to events, they would just happen to be playing with two Europeans that might be in contention in the in the first 2 rounds. You know that it's a draw, but it's a draw in very much inverted commas, isn't it? Every week.
Yeah,
definitely.
So, Trett, your dad thought it would be Donald.
Donald will be in America.
He will be, but I think he will be in America. You're looking like Robert Carlson was one of the ones that I thought as well. Like he's been a VC quite a lot. Yeah. He tends to do quite a lot of the backrooms. He's on most people's backroom stuff going through. I think he'll get a go. He would have been. For me, he would have been a home pick as well, not an away pick. Like I was always surprised that Faldo got an away pick. I think he'd have been better at home. Like Darren Clark, a little bit harsh on him. He was away as well. You always luck out better if you get one at home. You get to set up the course how you know the guys are going to want it, not have everything dictated to you a little bit too much.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, and it's just an interesting topic for discussion, isn't it? Because how do you pick a captain? You have to, like you say, pick someone that probably isn't going to play, but isn't so far removed from the tour that the players can't relate and they can't relate to the players.
Yeah, McDowell will do it at some point.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, but again, he's shown that he's
more American based though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go then. Donald, Carlson, McDowell, next 3 picks. Get your money on that.
I'd probably put on Lowry being after that.
Oh, I don't know. I think Lowry. Yeah, well, that's another 12 years' time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, possibly.
Yeah. But yeah, and then
Westwood and Poulter, exactly.
Yeah, Westwood Poulter. Yes, I mean. I think that's
Poulter
where
will
Adam
do a home one. 100% Poulter will he will definitely want to do a home one. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that group of players coming through into that area. That's what Adam was saying earlier. Was like we've got a gap at the moment of not enough players in that area to sort of take the captaincy on.
Yeah.
Once those guys come through, though, Westwood, Poulter, Lowry, Casey at some point,
Yeah, and by that point, you're then talking McElroy. You're then talking, all these other Justin Rose. There's so many in the next generation.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like, Harrison, are you being a cameraman for the Pro-Am event?
I'm sure Ryan probably don't know anything about that.
I don't know anything about that.
So we're going to play a Pro down there.
Adam and I are going to play a Pro-Am down there. We've just got to work out logistics at the moment. And costumes, because Adam's got to join the Shropshire PGA or something.
Yeah, I've got to join some PGA that's going to cost me £30 to play an event.
So maybe like captaincy if they play Saudi. Because again, I mean, we haven't talked about Saudi, but there was massive announcement this week, isn't there, that there are 8 events scheduled, with the first one being at Centurion Club, that are happening this year. So, having the events announced is just the next step. Mickelson, again, we came out today, he's not going to play in the Masters. Something's bubbling away, and maybe see what happens in the next week or so. Maybe that's a topic for next week.
Yeah, I think so. Sorry, Glenn. I've got an imminent arrival, and I very much doubt we're going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh no, it's not soon.
It's not. No, not till June. So don't worry.
I'll be working.
Hopefully you'll be around the world somewhere. Good. So that pretty much wraps us up for tonight. Other than we are going to get Chasing Pins to do a little forfeit next week.
I don't know. I think they're incredible.
They'll do it. That's the point.
They will do it.
As soon as somebody else does their forfeit, Glenn will have to do his at some point, won't he?
Okay. Well, between the 3 of us, then Adam's going to be at home for a week. Ryan will hopefully by this time next week, be homebound as well. So between the 3 of us, there will be a forfeit from one of us on video next Tuesday. Whoever finishes lowest points in the match play.
Oh.
To get the ball rolling, and then we can roll. We can roll from there because again, it's just another week closer to the Masters. I'm getting excited already.
Yeah.
Good. So
good stuff.
Go on.
And on the Masters thing, did you see today that the list came out of past champions that aren't playing, and Mr. Wood's name was not on it?
No. He will play. Oh, and speaking of Masters, I don't know if I've mentioned this. I'm not sure, but I've got quite a few. There's certainly 3 different couples from Bury Golf Club that are going to the Masters.
Oh.
So I have given them a shopping list of items for a giveaway. So make sure it will make some posts and stuff on social media, etc. But their giveaway for the Masters this year will be Masters merchandise that I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is only available to purchase at the Masters.
Yeah, you can only get it from the shop.
Only get it from the shop there. So yeah, looking forward to seeing if they can score the merch that I've asked for and bring it home. So yeah, look forward to that in the future. So that pretty much wraps us up. Anything? What are your plans other than painting, boys, over the next few days?
Not a lot.
You were putting today, Adam, weren't you?
Yes, yeah. Put the putting mat down in the kitchen. That's got a slight left to right on it. So tomorrow
nice.
I might flip it round the other way and putt right to left.
Nice. Just
That's
got endless possibilities.
Really. I've got 3 shorts. One of them came out tonight.
Nice.
And there's one due Friday and then one due next Tuesday.
Perfect. Lovely.
We are off to see the midwife tomorrow, just for a checkup. If nothing happens tonight, and then it's a weird sort of thing. It's like being between Christmas and New Year. You don't really know what to do with yourself.
No.
You can't go too far.
No.
Lauren, you can't get very far.
No.
Right. And it's just all a bit like, it's a bit limbo. So it's a weird time, but we're kind of nervous and excited, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this time next week.
Yeah.
Pack those snacks is all I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got the snacks ready.
The snack bag is fully packed. We are ready to go. So yeah. How about you, Si? You're
yeah. So
this week?
I'm the most normal out of the 3 of us for the time being. Couple more days light coaching. Although Adam leaving me for the mental group on a Thursday afternoon will be interesting.
It will be smaller this week, I can confirm.
Yes, it will be smaller. That was a large group last Thursday. But I'm playing Purdis in a tournament on Friday. So I'm very, very excited about that. Purdis is one of my favourite golf clubs. So that's Ipswich Golf Club, if you don't know it.
Yes, over to Purdis.
Sorry, Ryan?
You still haven't gone.
What's that?
You promised to take me, and we still haven't gone.
We'll go. We'll go.
If there's no baby on Friday morning, you can come in the car.
Oh yeah, lovely. No, I'd like to play as well. I don't want to just rock up and have a wander.
Okay.
Let's go and film a video.
Yeah, we can go and film a video there anytime we like. It's a lovely golf course. James Blake design. It's yeah, they've made some big changes since I've been there. I haven't played it since all the trees were taken out.
Oh no, I played it last.
You hadn't played it for a long time as well, had you?
No, I hadn't played it at all.
So that's where my parents and grandparents played. So there's a video for that has commenced, because I actually had a 2-hour practice this week. I'm taking it that seriously, which is very, very unusual for me. That will be the first and only time I get 2 hours.
I was going to say, I can't remember last time I practiced for 2 hours.
No, it was lovely. Like, I didn't even know what to do with myself. I was like, well, what should I do? I think I might do some chipping for a bit now, and now I'll do some putting. So yeah, it was lovely. It was all good. So yeah, so looking forward to that. That should be most. It should be good weather as well. Weather's supposed to be good all week.
Mid all week, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
So very excited about that. Hopefully that video will come out over the weekend. Should I get some time to do some editing while I'm not watching children's football matches, etc. But yeah, all good. So as always, guys, thank you very much for joining in the previous show. We've got lots of the regulars still in the chat, still joining in the Fantasy League. We really enjoy doing it, don't we, guys?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
Thanks for all your support ongoing. Obviously, Ryan's got Ben Swanton's picks are in. Samo's picture in and adds his picture in.
Yeah.
But they've all
as well as
so the boys are already in.
Yes.
Yeah, Jonathan Connor, and we've got Glenn's as well. So, and then all of Simon's schoolmates to follow. If by any chance you're not in the chat and you're watching this back, just comment on this video. Your pics will go in there, and I'll pick them up, and they'll be on the score for next week.
Indeed, good. So that's all from us this week. See you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.